Michael Chandler believes Paddy Pimblett is in over his head. He said that his cardio is too strong, along with his energy and the champion mentality he possesses. He says this fight isn't just about winning, it's about proving he's still elite.
So look at this fight with Paddy, where I just think my skill set is just too much. I think my pressure is too much. My cardio, the champion mentality that I have had since I was 14 years old, I think is just too much. Not that he doesn't have a bright future, not that he hasn't earned it to a certain degree, but he hasn't earned a win on Saturday night compared to me. It's a different level of pressure. It's a different level of feeling, right? I mean, you're going into the middle of Madison Square Garden against a first ballot Hall of Famer. You're talking Poiriers, Oliveira's, Gaethjes, these guys who are first ballot Hall of Famers, and they're on the Mount Rushmore of the lightweight division, UFC lightweight history. So whenever he has an opportunity to step into the octagon against a guy like me who has fought all of those guys, fought for the world title, was very close to becoming the world champion, it's a different type of pressure, it's a different type of speed, and it's a different atmosphere. Is he ready for it? That answer we'll find out on Saturday night.
Dominic Reyes is eager to prove himself this weekend as he faces off against Nikita Krylov. After breaking a 4-fight losing streak last year with a stunning first-round KO of Dustin Jacoby, Reyes went on to defeat Anthony Smith via second-round TKO. Now, as he prepares for his upcoming clash with Krylov, Reyes is focused on climbing back to the top of the light heavyweight division.
The most about all this is just being able to perform, going out into the arena and just feeling the energy. The energy of the arena and the crowd is what gets me going. And then being able to show off all the work I've been doing over the past, 6 months or however long it's been. But yeah, just my favorite part is going into the arena and feeling the energy of the crowd. The statement I need to make is just be me. I'm not back, I'm better. I'm here finishing fights, just showing my dominance and the level I'm at skill-wise, where I'm at physically. I mean, that's the statement I have to make, is just go out there and win the fight. This guy isn't a guy where I have to force anything. It's gonna be he shows up to fight, as do I. So it's gonna be a good fight. So even if it goes all 3 rounds, we could be looking at something like Forrest, Stephan Bonner's type of fight where we're just slobber knocking each other, But that's where I have to use my experience and be the better fighter and come out clean.
Ilia Topuria has finally addressed Khabib Nurmagomedov's comments on the PBD podcast, where Khabib expressed the view that Ilia isn't yet deserving of a title shot.
Ilia Topuria, he said, you know what, I want to go up to 155 pounds, fight the #1 contender, and then if he wins that, then he fights Islam. I think that's good, brother. I think he deserves.
I think if he move up and he beat somebody like Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira, he's next. Why not? Because there is nobody.
So you don't think right now Ilia deserves a shot at 155 pounds?
Without fighting in 155? Without, no, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance. And people talk bad about, like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski. But the UFC pushed this fight. And this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right.
But if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, of course. You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
Yeah.
Here's what Ilia had to say in response.
Me personally, I would ask him, like, what's your favorite submission? Whatever, I don't know. Dark choke. I'm gonna submit you with that. I will submit him closer to Khabib. Khabib used to take people in his shoulder, take them down and talk to Dana. I would do it to Khabib. Like, I will take him,
and then talk to Khabib.
Talk to Khabib. Khabib, I have to do it.
Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett react to McGregor's surprise post. Both Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett have fired back after Conor McGregor shared a surprise update. McGregor posted a clip of himself hitting pads on X, captioning it, "I'm interested in the Chandler vs Pimblett fight this weekend." Chandler didn't waste time firing back. He said, "I'm sure he's keeping an eye on things. He watches closely and clearly wants to return, but the real issue is whether he can actually commit to a full training camp. That's the big unknown. What I do know is this. My actions speak louder than any talk. I stepped in against Charles Oliveira last November. And now, just 5 months later, I'm facing Paddy Pimblett, putting my spot in the rankings on the line and stepping into another high-stakes challenge. I'm not slowing down. In my first 26 months with the UFC, I weighed in 6 times and fought 5. I earned Fight of the Night, Fight of the Year, Debut of the Year, and Knockout of the Year. All I've done is deliver unforgettable battles, for the fans. This Saturday, we're doing it again. Whatever Conor tweets doesn't really concern me, if he's serious about a comeback. We've still got business to finish from the Ultimate Fighter 31, and after what I do this weekend, I promise he'll be paying even closer attention. As for Pimblett, he welcomed the call-out but stayed locked in on the task at hand. I saw it, people definitely sent it my way. I'd welcome that fight in a heartbeat. That's where the big money is. But right now, I can't look past Michael. I've got to handle business on Saturday night and get the win. That's my only focus. Israel Adesanya takes on Kamaru Usman in sparring session. Kamaru Usman stepped into the ring for a sparring session earlier today at the renowned Kill Cliff Gym, where he and Israel Adesanya showcased their skills in an intense training exchange. Colby Covington didn't hold back in his latest criticism of Alexander Volkanovski. The animosity between the two has been simmering for years, and this latest exchange is just the latest chapter in their ongoing rivalry. In a recent interview with Main Event TV, Colby shared his thoughts. "I've got to go with Lopes, the guy with the emo haircut. He's younger, hungrier, and more motivated. Volkanovski is just coming back for the money. Plain and simple. He was chasing the Islam Makhachev fight to cash in, not to build his legacy. In his mind, he's already done enough to cement his legacy. Now, it's all about the paycheck. He's got a family to feed, 3 daughters, and you could tell he wasn't thrilled about his last daughter. Let's see if he keeps pushing for a son." Jamahal Hill breaks silence on postponed fight with Khalil Rountree. Jamahal Hill has addressed the recent news of his fight with Khalil Rountree being postponed for the first time. He shared that he's been dealing with ongoing injuries and required additional time to fully recover.
And haven't really been, been dealing with some things. As many of y'all know, my fight has been pushed back. It's not canceled. It's just postponed. Just a little bit of, it's gonna have to wait a little bit longer, a little bit of time period to get fully healthy and get back to where I need to be. I've been dealing with some issues, and I like to go into this fight 100% healthy and 100 or as close to it as possible. As you know, over the last year, I fought twice, and both times I've gone into both of my fights. Maybe not the best, not in the best place where I want to be as far as my health goes. The UFC 300 fight, I took that fight on short notice while I was actually on a trip out in Anaheim. I jumped into camp 7 months after Achilles surgery, fought 9 months after Achilles surgery.
Tony Ferguson still wants Dillon Danis. Despite GFL's issues, Tony Ferguson isn't backing down. He posted on social media saying, "I know shit changed suddenly, but that doesn't mean I stop working towards Mythica status. This fight/season will happen one way or another. There's no way that Moose Knuckle, Dillon Danis, is a better athlete than me. Let's dance, buddy. We will prove it once the new location is locked." Dillon Danis responded, "Being real, I'm frustrated as hell. I wanted to stay as active as possible for myself and for everyone who supports me in 2025. First KSI cancelled on me, then said he wouldn't be fit to reschedule. We couldn't lock in a replacement. I said yes to everyone. And now with the Tony Ferguson fight being moved, I get the criticism. I know what people say about me not fighting. I don't want that to be the narrative. And I've been doing everything I can to change it. I just want to back up everything I've been saying and prove I'm the best in the world. Sorry everyone." Max Holloway and Israel Adesanya recently weighed in on the highly anticipated fight between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopes this weekend.
There's only 2 ways I see this fight going. If Alex be the winner, I think he goes to vintage Alex, stick and move, pop shot, enterprise leg kicks, maybe grapple, maybe against the fence, some dirty boxing against the fence, against the cage. and he ekes out a decision, you know, maybe a unanimous decision. We see what happens.
Israel Adesanya shared a similar sentiment, acknowledging that Lopes is a fast starter and an incredibly dangerous fighter. However, like Holloway, he is confident that Volkanovski will reclaim the title.
Yeah, Volk, from what I've seen in this camp, from his vlogs, from words from people in the camp, he's on. He is so, and you can just see when he speaks with conviction, and he's honest as well. There's one bit I saw, he was talking about, you know, his fight with Max the second time and how he had to deal with the hate, and I was like, damn, I'm glad he was, because me and him talked about it back then, and I gave him my piece on how to deal with it, because I've dealt with a lot of hate online. I was like, yeah, like, these motherfuckers don't know you, so I'm glad he was able to be honest about it and be raw, you know, and the fact that he speaks so much, like when he talks about it, like,
And that wraps up today's UFC News Roundup. With so many exciting fights ahead, the drama and anticipation keep building. Who's your pick for the Volkanovski vs Lopes showdown? Can Reyes make a statement? And how will Jamahal Hill bounce back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Until next time, stay tuned and stay fierce.